Wherefore I take you to record this day, so I can record this day that I am pure from the blood of all men. And that's Paul. Look, he did his will. He did everything he needed to do. Like he said in the other letters, he fought that good fight. He told everybody about the truth, that he could, and he's pure from all of that. The blood is off his hands. He has clean hands from doing the work of the Heavenly Father.
I got a quick precept. I'll read it. This is the book of John, chapter 1 and 45. And it reads, Philip findeth Nathanael and saith unto him, We have found him of whom Moses and the law and the prophets did write, Yahushua of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. He said, look, I found Yahushua. Look, that's the guy that Micah was talking about, Zechariah, David, look, this is him. Reading on. And Nathanael said unto him, Can there any good thing come out of Nazareth? Philip said unto him, Come and see. He said, Man, can nothing good come out of Nazareth? That's the slums. Right? Reading on. Yahushua saw Nathanael coming to him and said to him, Behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom is no guile. Because Yahushua could look deep down in your spirit and say, well, look, that man got clean hands and a pure heart. Technically, he really didn't know Nathanael. This is his first encounter meeting Nathanael on a carnal level. But he knew him from the spirit world. Because that spirit of Nathanael was created by Yahushua, and it was created without guile. So Nathanael was a walking man with no guile and clean hands and a pure heart. That's why he was one of the 12. Remember, Yahushua told him in the book of John, the 13th chapter, when he washed their feet, he said, all of you are clean except one, paraphrase. Because everybody was clean except Judas. Because he had that spirit, he was a son of perdition. I can tell you in Psalms chapter 109. All right? Real quick, let's go to Revelation. One more precept on pure hands and a clean heart. And that's something you should be praying for. Right? A lot of people, I was talking to an elder, Saturday, how even elders in the truth, they get caught up with money. Money starts becoming a motive for teaching in this word. A lot of brothers, they teach for women, for vainglory, to be seen, for views on YouTube, for likes, for all types of stuff, man. Strife. That's not being pure. All right? Let's bring that out. Revelation chapter 14 and 1. And that's what's going to separate the 144,000 from the rest of the 1/3. And 144,000 may seem like a large number, but that's like you going and you go to the beach and you take 144,000 grains of sand compared to the rest of the whole beach. That's nothing, man. All right? That's nothing in the eyes of the Lord, man. Israel, we're numbered as the stars of heaven or the sand of the sea. And to take 144,000, that's nothing, man. All right, let's bring that out. Revelation. You want to read it or I can read it?
I can read it.
All right, Revelation 14 and 1.
Revelation chapter 14, verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads.
Right, they got clean. What's more clean than the Father's name? What's more pure than the Father's name? We know his real name is Yahweh. His son name is Yahushua. They go hand in hand. They're one. That's what's in their mind. But also their name goes into this image. All right? The concept of righteousness and order on a level is put into the minds of these men like none other. Right? That's what this means is written in their foreheads. It's not literally graved within their foreheads. All right? Go on.
And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps.
Right, this is going into Yahushua. He has that voice as the voice of many waters, and of that great thunder. And the harpers harping with their harps. Go on.
And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth.
And that's not an actual song. half rest and a whole note, and they rehearsing the song and they got a concert. It's not talking about the actual song. All right? It's talking about this knowledge, this truth. All right? There's levels to this truth. And 144,000 are going to be on a level like none other, man. Like the Lord says, some bring forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 60-fold, and some 100-fold. All right, go on. I want to get to the point. We can read on the next two verses.
Verse 3.
4.
It's like verse 4. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto Yahweh and to the Lamb.
Right, now what's more pure than a man or than a virgin? Right? Now, actual virgin, man, if she's being properly raised by her mother, meaning wisdom, you know, on a carnal level, if a righteous mother and a righteous father are they're married and they gave birth to a child, it's a daughter, and she's a virgin, she's being raised in the knowledge of the Most High, her mind is not going to be on this world. Her hands, she's not going to be committing all of these wicked fornicating acts. So there's nothing more pure than a virgin. All right? They have been untainted, untampered with, undefiled. That's what it means in Psalms 24, if you have clean hands and a pure heart, meaning you're that virgin. All right? Like an actual virgin is not sitting there meditating on a bunch of wickedness. She's meditating on focusing on the Most High. She's a pure virgin. And that's why these men are being called virgins, because they're unspotted and untainted from the philosophies and doctrines of this world. Like the Lord tells you in James 1:26. All right? I'll read on in the 5th verse. All right, kind of with a signal. It'll go back there. This Revelation 14:5. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. So in their mouth they didn't have any guile, meaning without deceit, deception, subtlety. They were pure. They had pure hands and a clean heart. Right hand was clean, and their forehead was clean, and that's why Most High received them. Now, man is wicked. It tell you that in the book of Job, chapter 15-14, that man drinketh iniquity like water. Or in Job chapter 14, it says, "Who is clean? What man is clean that can be born of a woman?" Now, man on a carnal level, you defiled in the eyes of the Lord through his mercy. You're seen clean in the eyes of the Lord. And that's why he received you as a virgin. All right? So let's go back to the Psalms. All right? Psalms chapter 24. Bear with me 1 second. All right, Psalms chapter 24 and verse 3. So I can bear with me. I got to link Brother Yardan back into the call. All right, bear with me 1 second. Are you back in? Signal. All right, come. So we're back in Psalm chapter 24. All right. Precept upon. You gotta go precept upon precept. Come.
So like you got the Lord mentioned too. We gotta remember that the Most High is going to. We gotta remember the Most High is going to marry a virgin. You know, the Most High doesn't want to marry a harlot. Likewise, man. You know, we don't want to marry a harlot, a whoremonger.
That's right. That's right.
And I speak spiritually.
That's right. And tell you in Ephesians, the 5th chapter, that the Lord is going to present the elect as a church without spot, without blemish. All right. Say that in Ephesians. All right. So let's read on in Psalm chapter 24. Let's read that one more time, verse 4. Now you got to make sure you're applying this to yourself. Do you have clean hands and a pure heart? If not, you ain't going to make it. And your days are numbered. If you're in this truth for the wrong reason, you're seeking some opportunity to make it. You got brothers and sisters, they see the truth as an opportunity to make it within the music industry. You know, try to make it big. They're going to use that as a stepping stool to sign to damn Def Jam Records, man. Or Interscope. You know? So, you know, they have pure hands and a clean heart. You can say that enough. Now let's read that again. Psalms 24 and 4.
Psalm chapter 24, verse 4. He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully.
Well, you can't lift up your soul to vanity, meaning this things that don't matter, things that's outside of the word, that's vanity. All right, holidays and sin and iniquity and folly. You ain't gonna make it to the kingdom if you lift up your soul to the vanity. When you start getting proud and going back into nothing. Or if you swear deceitfully. Go on.
Verse 5. He shall receive the blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation.
Right?
This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob. Salah.
All right, and we're in that generation. All right, this is the generation of them that seek him. All right, back in, 200 years ago, 300, 400 years ago, nobody was really, this truth wasn't out. All right, and nobody was seeking Yahweh by Shai. All right, but this is that chosen generation. Bring that out in 1 Peter 2 and 9. All right, this is the last generation to ever walk the earth before the king comes. All right, the very last generation. That's how you know you're living in the last days and you at the end times. All right, this generation, now this is it. Ain't no other generation after that. Because this is the generation that seeks the Most High. And the Lord said, if you turn it to me, I'll turn it to you and turn your captivity before your eyes. And that's happening in these days now. That's how we know we fit this prophecy in Psalms 24 and 6. I'll bring that up, 1 Peter 2 and 9.
1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
There you have it. We're that chosen generation, a royal priesthood. Right? That's why I go to Matthew chapter 13 and 15. That's what the Lord said this. All right, this is just a beautiful precept. I believe this is what I want, Matthew 13 and 15. Bring that out. A beautiful precept to show how we that chosen generation. From the mouth of Yahweh Shai himself. Bring that out.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 15. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted. I should heal them.
The Lord said everything is shut from they can see it, they can't hear what you bring out to them, they can't get it. But what the Lord you can read on.
Huh?
You can read on.
Verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
Right, so the Lord said, you're blessed. Blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Because you're in this chosen generation. You're able to actually see the truth of this Bible. Right? In this generation, we don't look at this Bible and see like your great grandmother saw. John 15. God loves everybody. They're just reading the book of John, or their 2 John in Acts. The chosen generation, they dig deep into the Old Testament, the Apocrypha, the New Testament. You have hidden revelations kept secret from the foundation of the world, prophecies. You understand who Esau is. Everything is happening in this generation. This man's going down. We waking up. World War III is about to pop off, and the hearts of the children are seeking back to the Father. That's what the Lord said. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. You can read on in verse 17.
Verse 17. It's like verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them.
There you have it. So many prophets and righteous men, they wish they can get this word, man. A lot of people, years ago, they were looking for the truth. A lot of them, they went to ancient libraries, opened up scrolls, were digging deep into the earth with shovels and excavations, and they was trying to find that knowledge, man. Praying to the Most High and trying to get it, praying to Jesus and Jehovah, and they was trying to get this wisdom, but it wasn't given unto them. All right? The Lord said many prophets and righteous men, they desire to see the things that they see. They wish they were in this generation to behold the downfall of their enemies, man. All right? They wish they could see Esau taken out of the way, the heathen taken out of the way, and a strange salvation from the chariots. But they're not in that, it's not their generation. All right, give me Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and 1. Bear with me 1 second. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and 1.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Go on.
A time to be born, and a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted.
So it was a time, according to the Most High's time, for a set generation of spirits to come up to the earth. And these spirits that are being born through the four corners of the earth are the elect of Israel. And they've been born through the Most High. I can tell you in James, the first chapter, we've been begotten through the gospel. So now is the time to be born. Now is the time for the chosen generation. And now is the time for Esau to die, man. For the 2/3 of Israel to die, and for the other nations to die. It's time for them to be plucked up, and it's time for these righteous seeds to be planted in this chosen generation. All right? Hey, give me the book of Matthew chapter 28 and the last verse. All right? Matthew 28 and the last verse. Because everybody, like we went into regeneration, everybody's back on the earth again. Right? That same generation from the time of Yahweh Shai is the same generation now. The 12 apostles, they on the earth right now. Peter, James, John, all right? Thomas, Matthew, James, Jude, the rest of the apostles, they on the earth. Paul, Timothy, Silas, Apollos, all right? Sylvanus, Mark, Luke, John. Those men ain't going to and fro through the earth teaching the gospel like they did. Those righteous mothers, Martha, Mary, the other Mary Magdalene, she's walking to and fro through the earth right now. All right, Dorcas. All right, Priscilla and Aquila.
Phoebe.
Who else? Epaphroditus. You said who? Judith, Epaphroditus. You know, it's a lot of men and righteous women that was walking with the Lord. Joseph of Arimathea. Hey, somebody is Joseph, the father of Yahweh back on the earth right now, man. Simon and Joseph's two brothers and them believing in Yahweh Shai, James and Jude. All of these spirits are back on the earth. This is that generation. All right, bring that out real quick.
All right, I got a precept too. Matthew chapter 28, verse 20. Teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world.
Right, amen. So Yahweh Shai told the 12 apostles, I'm with you always, even until the end of the world. So you living in the end of the world. So the 12 apostles, they still here, and the Lord is still with them. And the Spirit feeding them, guiding them, teaching them, and a regeneration. All right? It says, you can't get it wrong. It says, even until the end of the world. So how is regeneration not in the Bible if the Lord said that the 12 apostles are going to be here through the end of the world, and he'll be with them? So we got to deal with that, man. All right? So you got a precept, Con.
This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 3. how that by revelation he made known unto me the mystery, as I wrote afore in a few words, whereby when ye read, ye may understand my knowledge and the mystery of Hamashiach, which in other ages was not made known unto the sons of men, as it is now built unto his holy apostles and prophets by the Spirit. Right? We got to remember that Paul wrote this to the church in Ephesus. Note that church, everybody in that church, like Naquan mentioned before, all those people in this generation, when we read in the scriptures, they're all present and active right now, doing the same thing that they was in their past life. Right? Because we got to remember the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets.
That's right. Hey,
so they all understand knowledge and wisdom of the Heavenly Father, the elect, even from the foundation of the world.
Right. Hey, go to Sirach 14 and 18. Let's go to 14 and 18.
Book of Sirach, chapter 14, verse 18. And it reads this. Sirach, chapter 14, verse 18. As of the green leaves on a thick tree, some fall and some grow. So is the generation of flesh and blood. One cometh to an end, and another is born.
That's regeneration. One generation fade away, and another generation come. Like the leaves on a tree. Some leaves fall, and new leaves grow. But them leaves that fell, they gonna come back on that tree again. Or through the soil and through the fertilizer, be rooted up, and them same nutrients from that leaf is going to be back in that tree again. All right? Go to Matthew 20, Luke 21 and 29. Hey, we're dealing with this chosen generation right now. And you're dealing with the Psalms, the Spirit is how you branch off a little bit, man. Luke 21 and 29. So like y'all down was saying, hey, look, if you follow Yahweh Shai 2,000 years ago, you following him now. If you're in the truth right now and you believe in Yahweh Shai and these words, you were one of the people back then that said, well, that miracle is true. Look, that son of man. About son of David, can you heal my daughter? Son of David, can I touch your fringes? Oh, Yahweh Shai, so forth and so on, can you expound to me this parable? Let's go see Yahweh Shai. I heard he's feeding 5,000 people. You were one of those people. Somebody on this call was probably one of the 5,000 being fed by the Lord. All right? And you're still being fed by the Lord because the Lord, we just read in Matthew 28, that he's with you even to the end of the world. All right? So let's bring that out. Luke 21 and 29.
Luke chapter 21, verse 29. And he spake to them a parable. Behold, the fig tree and all the trees.
Right?
When they now shoot forth, ye see, and know of your own selves that summer is now nigh at hand.
Right. Yahweh Shai said, look at the fig tree and check out all of the trees. When they begin to blossom and shoot forth leaves, now you can be like, okay, look, summer's coming. Right? Anybody can do that.
So likewise, yea, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of Yahweh is nigh at hand.
Right, when you see these prophecies come to pass, look, Luke chapter 21, verse 5, all the way to 28. When you see those different prophecies come to pass, then you should be like, okay, look, the kingdom of the Most High, look, is right around the corner. And that's the time we're living in now. Go on.
Verse 32. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away, till all be fulfilled.
Go on.
Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away.
Right now, Yahweh Shai just said, hold on now. It said, verily I say unto you, this generation, he's talking to them from 2,000 years ago, man. He's telling them at that time that they won't pass away till all be fulfilled. So are those people that he was talking to, are there men on the earth that's 2,000 years old on a carnal level? You don't see nobody walking with a cane in 2,000 years. It would have been on the news. They're not on no secret island, but we would have found out about it. Right? So what it's saying is, those same people on the earth are here now, man. And they're going to see these prophecies fulfilled in these last days. That's what it means, generation will not pass away till all be fulfilled. Meaning everything's going to be fulfilled, and that generation back then, which is this generation now. That's why the Lord said this is a chosen generation. Because you're going to see the coming of the Lord. The Lord came to you 2,000 years ago as a lamb, and he's coming back this time as a lion. All right? If you were one of the men that didn't believe in Yahweh Shai, that spat upon them, that said, prophesy to me who smotest thou. You know what I'm saying? That's one of these wicked Israelites out here now that scoff against the word, man. So the Lord, he came to cause division, like he said. When his truth come out and people don't get it, they didn't believe in Yahweh Shai back then. When his truth come out and it resonate with your spirit, you believe. All right, because you still believe to this day. It can't escape you, man. The spirit of Yahweh Shai, it cannot escape you because you one of his sheep. You have to follow him. Because you were created to follow him. Right, go to that in John chapter 10 and 27. That's why nothing else makes sense but this truth. All right? That's the spiritual aspect of it. John, start at 10 and 25. John chapter 10 and 25.
John chapter 10, verse 25. It is enough for the disciples that he be as his master.
No, John 10 and 25.
Oh, Salakia.
That's all good.
John chapter 10, verse 25. And behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tempted him, saying, Master, what shall I do to inherit life? Wait, Salakia, I'm going off. John chapter 10, verse 25.
Hey, well, look, man, just man falls 7 times.
Amen. That's the spirit.
Yeah.
Yahweh Shai answered them, I told you, and ye believe not. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me.
Right, like, according to the law, just a quick breakdown, you need 2 or 3 witnesses to establish the matter. In order for Yahweh Shai to be established as the Son of Man, he needed 2 or 3 witnesses. One of the witnesses, and he had 7 witnesses when you break it down. One of the witnesses to bear witness of him was the works. Another one was the Father. Another one was John the Baptist. Another witness was John, who wrote this as a witness, Mark, Matthew, and Luke. Those are 7 witnesses to completely perfect and validate that Yahweh Shai was the Son of Man. All right? So if you don't believe that, I don't know what to tell you, man. Because there's so many witnesses that came, and we bear witness of this. Because we, if you believe in Yahweh Shai, you're of the truth, and you bear witness with this truth. All right, so we're all witnesses and testified until we look, that's the Son of Man. All right, you got man, you may. You said what?
It's like I was gonna say, yeah. Say in Revelation, Judah and Israel are my witness. Or I believe Isaiah.
Beautiful. Yeah, they do say that. I believe that's Isaiah the 43rd chapter, I believe. And you got the 2 witnesses, right, in the book of Revelation. Now, let's bring that out real quick before we go to that. Quick precept. That's a good point. You got the 2 witnesses, right, on a small level, Judah and Israel. And that's the elect of Judah and Israel. You're one of the witnesses.
John 11.
Rocky, did I say John? I meant Revelation.
Revelation 11.
Right, Revelation chapter 11 and 3.
Revelation chapter 11, verse 3. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth.
Right, go on.
These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth.
Right, like on a carnal level, that's Judah and Israel. All right? On a small level, I'll put it like that. That's Judah and Israel. Bearing witness with Yahweh Shah. All right, so let's go back to that in John 10 and 25. Dealing with the people of this truth. If you believe in Yahweh Shah back then, you believe in him now. You can read on John 10 and 26.
John chapter 10, verse 26. But ye believe not. John chapter 10, verse 26. But ye believe not, because ye are not of my sheep, as I said unto you. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand.
That's why you're here, man. That's why you're on a conference call, you read, you study, you keep the commandments, because you believe, because you're one of the sheep. But when that voice comes, you immediately tell me, well, that's the Lord. Like when this truth came out, oh, that's it. That's the truth. There it go. There go Yahweh Shai again. Right? Same thing, man. You know, these words are Yahweh Shai. They are a spirit and they are life. Because when you was dead, Yahweh Shai called you through his voice, which is that breath, and pulled you into life. All right? Same thing. Like when the Lord told Peter and John, James, Peter and Andrew, James and John. He told them to drop their nets and follow me. All right, bring that out in Mark chapter 1 and 15. All right, bring that out real quick. Mark 1 and 15.
Mark chapter 1, verse 15. In saying the time is fulfilled, in saying the time is fulfilled and the kingdom of God is at hand, repent ye and believe the gospel.
Go on.
Now as he walked by the sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers.
They were fishers. That's literal. They were literal fishers. Right, go on.
And Yahushua said unto them, Come ye after me, and I will make you become, I will make you to become fishers of men.
Go on.
And straightway they forsook their nets and followed him.
Now hold on. Now they don't know him. Imagine a random man walking up to you and saying, "Look, you better drop what you're doing and follow me." Now Jacob like, "Well, who the hell are you?" You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna laugh you out. They gonna look at your outfit and start getting on your outfit. They gonna, who made you the boss to me? You know what I'm saying? But why did the two apostles? Why did they immediately just drop everything and follow Yahweh Shah? Because they've been with them from the beginning. Because that's the voice. That's their master. That's the Lord. Right? Same thing in this life. Whoever Peter and John is back on the earth, when that truth came out, they dropped everything in the world. Straightway and follow him. They ain't think about it. Peter and John didn't ask you, what's your name? They didn't say, who are you? Where are you from? Right? Come on now. It shows you that the Lord has his sheep and they've been with him from the beginning. And he went to Peter and John, Peter and Andrew first, because Peter was the top apostle. Go on.
Verse 17. And Yahushua said unto them, Come ye after me, and I will make you to become fishers of men.
Right.
And straightway they forsook their nets and followed him.
Go on.
And when he had gone a little further, thence he saw James, the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother, who also were in the ship mending their nets.
Right.
And straightway he called them, and they left their father Zebedee in the ship with the hired servants, and went after him.
They left their father. They didn't say, oh, look, father, look, I'll be back. Let me finish fixing the net. Hold on, Yahweh Shai. Let me finish the net. I'm at work. I'm fishing. I need this money to provide for family. I got these servants. What do I do with them? No, they say, look, we're dropping everything, and they follow the Lord. Same thing in this generation. All right, the same apostles, same prophets. That's what that Psalm 24 is talking about.
right?
Right?
Don't.
Like you said, what?
I said, doesn't it say in Jeremiah 1:5, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee? Meaning, look, Yahushua really made us. You know, Yahushua and the angels. So he knows which spirit is which. That's why when you read in the New Testament, you can discern all them spirits, and he knew their thoughts. Well, he made you. He's going to know your thoughts.
Right.
It's like me making a robot, and my robot is like, well, how did you know I was going to do this? Well, I programmed you to do that.
That's right. Hey, I got a precept. This the book of John, chapter 15 and 26. I'll read it. John chapter 15 and 26. But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, which proceedeth of the Father, he shall testify of me. Right? There's another witness. And ye also shall bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning. So check that out. He said you're going to get this because you've been with me from the beginning. All right? When I was forming these different spirits up there in the heavens, he formed Peter, John, James, Matthew, so forth and so on. Andrew, Paul, David, Abraham, Noah, Enoch, you, because you've been with him from the beginning. All right? So that's that chosen generation. Hey, that's why, let's go to real quick, Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, at 4. Right? Songs of Solomon, chapter 4.
Songs of Solomon, chapter 1. Bear with me. Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 4. Draw me, we will run after thee. The king hath brought me into his chambers. We will be glad and rejoice in thee. We will remember thy love more than wine, the upright love thee.
Right, so the people that have been with Yahweh from the beginning, they're asking the Most High to pull them to this truth. Right, that's what it means, draw me in, we will run after thee. Lord, if you just draw me and pull me, I ain't going to walk in this thing. I ain't going to walk to you. I ain't going to dog. I'm going to run after you, Lord. Because I remember how I used to be in those chambers. I remember this knowledge, that spirit you gave me when I was with you 2,000 years ago. Just draw me and I'll run after you, Lord. That's how the elect cry out, man. When you're out on the internet, you're looking for the truth. You watching conspiracy theories at 2 in the morning. You know, you are Illuminati this and you figuring out the burn down of the Rothschilds, and that you ask the Most High to draw you. And not only draw you, but draw you and you run after him. And once the Lord draws you, he brings you into these chambers. These chambers are these different books. It's your mother's house. So Psalms is one of the chambers, which is an ancient way of saying a room. Hosea, that's one of the chambers. Haggai, that's one of the chambers. The book of John, that's one of the chambers. So as you come into this house, you dwell in each one of these chambers. And like they say in the world, there's no place like home, man. Why? Because when you're in this truth, there's nothing more comfortable for you than being in this truth. Why? It's like you've always been doing this. It only makes sense because you're back at home after the long journey, like the parable of the prodigal son. All right? The whole parable is about returning back to their father's house. All right, you got a precept?
Man, I can't remember. But, hey.
Hey, boy. Hey, boy. Yeah, well, Lord give the Lord the wings. That's what I'm going to. You got to say, bless me. The name of the Lord.
You said what?
All right. Back in the, I said you got to say the name of it. It's Lord give the Lord take the away.
Okay.
Job. All right, we're in Psalm chapter 24 again. So we're going to understand what this is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy faith. Jacob Salah. Right?
Psalm chapter 24, verse 6. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob, Salah. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in.
Lord,
who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle.
So we know the Lord is mighty in battle. We saw what the Lord did to Egypt, how he destroys Babylon with tornadoes and earthquakes, how these different wars kick off. The Lord is mighty in battle, man. Go on.